Thanks, everybody, for... Wait, we're not ending this. We're starting this. Hey, everybody. You're listening to episode 41 of two5, the two5 cast.
two5 cast.
That's who we are.
That's us.
I'm Mike. I'm with Cam.
Again, as per usual, it's me.
Hey.
Hey. I don't know how much you're going to keep in there, but in case...
All of it.
Oh, good. So what I was talking about is... they're in a chair. The day we're recording this is Sunday, the October 8th.
I'm upset already. Just keep going.
Tomorrow, when this is real... So today for y'all, is Mike's birthday.
Oh, my laundry. It's all over the floor now.
No. Anyway, I just made the joke that Mike's turning 41. Or 40. I said 40. He goes, nope, 41. Like this episode. Boop. Jokes.
You know what? My favorite part is when someone explains the jokes. It makes me feel inclusive.
Me? Like what I just did?
Yeah. It doesn't make me feel dumb or ruin the joke at all.
Yeah. Were birthdays ever like a big deal for you growing up?
One was. I had a Pokeball
Which one?
piñata. I don't remember. When I was young.
Oh, okay. I mean, how do you feel like in general about birthdays? Like, did you ever do anything as a kid when you were birthdays? Or like, I mean...
I never had high expectations. Let's move past this, dude.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm just psychoanalyzing you.
Yeah, let's not
I mean,
do
I'm
that.
not really, but I'm just genuinely curious, just because I feel like I kind of feel neutral about birthdays. But again, you want to move past this, so we'll move on.
Thank you.
Do you like remember any kind of like other fucking like weird times as a kid?
I thought you were like, do you remember any other weird birthdays? I'm just
Yeah,
like,
weird
oh my god,
birthdays.
we're gonna keep going. Wow, we're really
As
driving
Mike
this
pulls
one
out his
home.
fucking Beretta and just pops me in. Mike, what are you doing?
It's a knife from when I was cleaning earlier.
So, why do you need a knife to clean?
No, I found a knife while I was cleaning.
Oh.
And also, there's a lot of spiders here, so I need a knife while I'm cleaning.
Stab him, fucking put him on a kebab later.
Not doing that.
For some reason, my house has like a lot of flies, and I think they're reproducing somewhere, but I just don't know where. It's making me really upset.
Well, flies are just like ants. They don't really die. They just respawn. They just like...
Yeah, and
then
it
they
makes
come
me
back.
so upset.
Yeah.
And like, I looked up at the lamp in the living room earlier, and there was 10 of them.
There
I'm like,
was...
what is happening?
A couple days ago, I was out running, and there was like roadkill, but it had been flattened to fucking nothing, to the point where I didn't even notice it. And as I was running by it, man, all these flies just fucking appeared out of nowhere. They were just like all on top of it, and they just kind of fucking swarmed. And I was like, skirt, and like hard turn left to get out of that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I just ran fast.
I live in the
faster.
country land, so I see a lot of roadkill.
Yeah.
And the most
Do you eat
roadkill
it?
that I see... No.
People do that. Don't.
I know.
They may listen to our show.
I know. If you eat roadkill, you know what? You're doing God's
You're
work.
valid.
You're doing
If you-
God's work.
If you eat roadkill, you are valid.
Whenever I know when someone picked it up though, because if I take the same
It's
roads,
got a little flag there.
No, but like I'll see it one day, and then later that day or the next day, it's completely gone.
What do you think they're doing with it?
I actually think people like.
Their taxes?
I mean,
Taxidermy?
taxidermies. Maybe, and then they can write them off, and there's deductibles. Boom.
IRS is coming for you, bitch.
But I think people eat them, maybe, or they just move them off the road, because the roads that I have to drive down, there's no side of the road. Like, there's no side of the road. There's just 2 lanes and then fucking grass.
The road just doesn't end. There's no side to it. It just keeps going forever.
So I think people maybe just move them off, or there's somebody who actually goes around and collects them and throws them away or whatever. But
Can you do compost?
you can.
You can.
It's a alive being. That's like, I think I've explained this to you.
It is
Of like
all
when
right,
you
so
kill people and you bury them, start a fucking mushroom garden over them, because your body is good
No.
compost for the mushrooms.
already have the mushroom garden. Because if you suddenly just have a mushroom garden, that's weird. But if
Yeah.
you've had it for like 8 months and it's just like, no, that's just Jerry and his weird farm.
Yeah, or I mean, you could. There was like there was a lady who was a very, very famous serial killer who gardened. Who, when she killed people, she would put them under her garden, so it never looked suspicious.
My question was, do dead things make good compost, I guess?
I mean, I wouldn't imagine why they wouldn't.
I mean, isn't it that weird thing where if you don't bury them deep enough, it makes the leaves turn weird because they're like, oh.
It's the chemicals.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the chemicals.
Yes, the chemicals.
Is that what it? That's the chemical. Is it called the chemical?
It's a chemical. Yeah.
And were they just really bored that day? They're just like, all right, we already named something a chemical. We need something else. How about some chemicals?
Some chemicals. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they were just like, we have so much. What are we gonna do this one? Chemicals. They're like, oh, you're fucking genius.
Cyanide was really smart. Like, why can't we just like do that?
Well, no one's gonna believe a chemical named fucking Jerry. So, specifically, fucking Jerry, not
Jerry
just Jerry.
the murderer.
Jerry the murderer.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm crippled by that chemical. Jerry the murderer.
Fucking
got a chemical imbalance of Jerry the murderer.
He had a prominent rap career too before he went out and started slashing dudes in the chest. All right, and the joke's dead.
Because I thought for a second you were serious. I was like, is there really somebody named Jerry the murderer?
There's a lot of people named Jerry.
I did see somebody named Jerry just the other week.
You call him Jer Bear?
I did not.
Okay.
Because that would have been rude, and he would have been real mad.
Oh, so it is that one, though.
It is that one.
It's the one we know.
It is Jer Bear.
It is Jer Bear.
So, anywho, no, but what I want to know is if you remember things from, like, your life. I was listening to something, and it made me think
Was it our podcast?
It wasn't our podcast.
Fuck.
But
someone will listen to it one day.
I do. I listen to our podcasts. I do. I genuinely do.
All right. Keep going.
But I was thinking about just, like, weird shit I did as a kid, and if anyone else ever did these kinds of things, too. So I just didn't have any weird memories. An example of this is I had a group of friends, and we thought we were, like, so funny that we had, like, a kid's version of Jackass. Your face is priceless.
What'd you call it?
I don't remember. I think
did you pretend you were on TV too? You're like,
yeah, we did.
Look at something, and you're like,
I think we called it just Jackass with kids. Jackass with kids.
It's like a pup named Scooby Doo. Like it's the kid version of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, and we just dicked around. We did like a lot of weird shit.
Hey, I'm Kamden, and this is Jackass for Kids. I'm about to get hit in the face with someone's nuts.
One of the things that we did was we would take like random like trash. I want to say it wasn't like pieces of garbage, but we would take like a wiffle ball bat or like a fucking chair or whatever. We would take stuff like this.
Light it on fire.
No, but we would stand at the side of the road, and as cars went by, we would yell things like "Merry Christmas" and "Happy Birthday" when it was very clearly not. It was like in the middle of July. We'd be like, "Merry Christmas," or we'd be like, 4th of July, like Happy
April
Halloween.
Fools.
And we thought it was so fucking funny, and like, oh my god, I don't know why we thought that was hilarious.
That car needed like it right into you guys and just take you all out.
But I will say, in doing that and standing there, those times we were like shouting random things at cars, we did witness a car crash.
Oh yeah, did you cause it?
Nope.
As far as the police are concerned, no.
Nope. It just happened right in front of us, and like, it was weird. I mean, somebody made like a sharp turn suddenly.
Yeah.
Like there's no way it could have been caused by this.
Were you a witness?
We were witness to it.
Yeah, you're like.
And then we went inside.
Aunt Flo called you up and was like, sorry, her name's Flo. I forgot Aunt Flo is a thing.
Okay, Mike said Aunt Flo, and I just looked like disappointed face.
I was thinking about, what, Progressive?
Yeah,
Progressive
her name's
soup?
Flo.
Yeah, Flo. I forgot.
It's okay. The other Flo.
Aunt Geico came in. The caveman from the guy. Oh, I hate how many mascots they have.
What was the caveman for?
Geico. They have the talking bunny. They have the two guys playing the fucking instruments. It's like, what's better than a fucking pig in mud? Save him 15%. I don't know, whatever. Then there was
I remember the caveman commercials for it was a caveman who was living in like modern society, like a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
But I can't remember like what car company. I guess it was Geico.
It was Geico. I'm fairly certain
Those were popular.
They had the like I said, the two guys playing instruments, and it's like, what's better than what's something better than this? Camel and Hump Day.
Hump Day, and then they clipped a camel playing, like yelling Hump Day at his office.
And also, it's that one white guy in the office, and it's
Michael Scott.
No, no. I know there's another one. I'm just not remembering it. They had the talking money. They're all formulaic as shit, though.
Yeah.
Now the geckos, or the little gecko, is just like.
Oh, what his accent? I think it's.
That's a commercial. They did that bit in the commercial where he's like, he's Australian, right? It's like, I thought he was British.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I don't have cable, so I miss out a lot of these good commercials.
I don't know what's prevalent now. This is all in the before times.
I love commercials, but, it's sad that I don't have cable because I can't watch anything.
Commercials suck. Never say that again.
Oh, my gosh. I think I feel like I've told this story before, but I don't know. When I was a little kid, if I was in any room of the house, any room, my parents are deaf nearly, and they would have the TV really loud, but regardless of whatever room I was in, as soon as the Mattress Giant commercial came on,
the one? No.
Yes. Yeah. I would.
What's that bitch on the carpet? Was her name Jackie?
Becky?
Becky, yeah.
I would come from whatever room and run into the living room, and I would just sing and dance to the fucking commercial.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, ooh, ah. And, like, my mom likes to bring that up often. And here I am bringing it up for everyone to fucking know about the weird shit I did as a kid.
Fucking, I don't feel like commercials get as big as the, like, squirrels causing cars to wreck commercial, and then they do, like, the little fist bump handshake thing. They don't get as big.
It's like the...
that horse fucking dog one for Budweiser, where it's like, dog goes out looking for a horse or something.
Oh yeah, they're like the Clydesdales.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, little puppy, and yeah, I mean those are all aired during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I've heard of a statistic of how much it costs, but
I don't remember. Super Bowl,
but I don't really watch football. Baseball's my sport, because I'm a fucking American, even though football's like America's sport.
I'm gonna let you die on this hill.
Thank you.
Hockey.
Oh, yeah, Mike really likes hockey. I remember the first time you told me that and how fucking shook I was.
Why?
You're like, I love hockey. I was like, I would take you as liking any sport. You're like, fuck them all. Who cares?
No, I'd be like, it would either be hockey or something really off the wall, like
cricket?
Semi-pro tennis or something.
Curling.
It's fucking. I have watched a bit of curling in my day.
I like curling or figure skating.
Yeah,
college figure skating.
Man, fucking Winter Olympics are my goddamn jam.
I have some people in some. They're in a couple classes of mine in college, and they went to a different campus within like my school. Mm-hmm. But because of that campus got rid of the bowling team, they came over to my campus so they could continue to bowl.
Okay,
it makes me kind of sad, but they fucking love bowling, and like. I just think
we were going to talk about Winter Olympics, but you're like, no, I got to talk about bowling.
Whatever. Talk about weird sports.
Kingpin. Fucking
I don't think I've
Woody
seen that
Harrelson.
one. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I have definitely seen The Big Lebowski, because I saw that when I was really young. My dad showed me that.
And the only other bowling movie I know is Bowling for Columbine. Is that even about bowling?
No.
It's just about shooting
it's
up
about
schools.
The Columbine.
Yeah.
Did yours, you may have graduated by this point. High school.
I did graduate at this point.
But the point
in our year, Lord and Savior 2017, I have graduated.
What year did you graduate?
09.
Yeah.
Hey, what? You want more than that?
No,
You got shook to your core.
Just realized how fucking young I am.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm an old bitch.
I'm sorry. Like 09, I'm like, 09. In 2009, I think
you were sucking on your mama's teat.
No.
But that was just for fun, not for food.
No, ew. I think my mom bottle fed both me and Abby.
And look at you both. You turned out great.
That's debatable, but sure.
That's the joke.
Let's see. 2009. I think I was in middle school. And you're fucking graduating high school. What I was saying. Okay.
Popping my back. Keep going.
What I was saying is, when I think my freshman or sophomore year of high school, they tried to do this thing called like Rachel's Promise. If anyone listening ever had to do this, they know what I'm talking about.
What? Who's Rachael?
So Rachael
from Friends?
I've never watched Friends.
Oh my god.
We talk about this often.
I fucking hate you. You're so baby. You're such a baby.
Thank you.
Do you even know who Raven is from That's So Raven?
I love That's So Raven.
Okay.
That was right in my wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse, yeah.
Yeah, that's right in my era. But no, there was
Do you even know Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
I love Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
All right, fine.
Something fucking Melissa.
Do you know
Joan
that
Hart or
clitoris explains it all?
Clarissa?
Yeah, clitoris.
What I want to say is Rachel's promise. Rachel, what's her nuts? I don't know. Fight me if I'm being disrespectful. She was like the first person to die from the Columbine shooting, and she apparently believed in just like kindness and happiness. And I guess she wrote about.
Oh, I thought it was about Jesus.
No, she wanted.
Rachel's promise is that you won't have sex before you're married.
Oh my god!
Promise her. Promise her.
No, it was just like they're like
Rachael.
They just try to like make people promise to be like good people, and I'm like,
hey, don't break your promise to Rachael.
that was what they would do. There was like a whole fucking club dedicated to it, and I thought it was so stupid, and I had to fucking fight teachers all the time about it. I mean, there's some teachers that were like, I agree with you, but a lot of teachers were like, why won't you participate in this thing? Or like, why are you being so negative? I'm like, I'm not being negative.
Why are you being anti-Rachael?
Yep, that was what they would say. You're being very anti-Rachel. I'm like, what you're saying is like, because of the unfortunate tragedy
with you
of one person. Listen, the unfortunate tragedy of one person's death, because yeah, she died like in a very unfortunate way. She was the first person to get shot at Columbine. Like, that's really unfortunate. Like, you're saying...
We're actually really lucky she died first, because Janice's promise is way worse.
Oh, my God.
Her promise is you give oral at least once a week.
I mean...
Perform. Sorry. She was an artist.
She's an artist. She mastered the form. You fucking respect that. Let me tell you.
You don't even want to talk about Jared's promise.
I'm going to put this out there, because I don't care. If I had, like, a cystic... Like a cis cock.
I don't know.
I would love.
Please don't look at me right in the eyes and my soul when you say that next time.
If I had a cis cock,
God damn it,
I would try my hardest to self suck.
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling that people.
Are we done talking about Rachel?
No, I want to talk about Rachel. But
is
there's
this
a side
part of
note.
a
No, but fuck.
Be nice to everyone you see, and also try to get yourself a little head. Sometimes you'll autofellatio.
Autofellatio.
That's
I like
what it's
that.
called.
Self suck. Yeah, I know. Autofellatio. But no, they were just like, be nice and kind to people and help out, and I didn't understand it because they're trying to preach something that I felt like I already did. Like, one thing that people have told me, like, not this sounds really unhumble of me, but one thing people have always told me is that like I'm a pretty nice person. Like,
it's okay. I mean, hey man, we're making jokes about a shooting after what
and
happened in Las Vegas.
That did just fucking happen.
Yep.
Oh.
It's okay, guys. Kamden said "eat" after he realized.
You're right. Listen, I'm not up in pop culture. Fuck, it's not pop culture. Oh,
no,
fucking tired.
We're keep going. What are you talking about?
But
don't stop to look at the. Don't rubberneck.
I turned my neck. Anyway, but I felt like I feel like a lot of these things that you preach, I already follow. But you're also trying to tell people, oh, by signing this piece of paper, you are entitled
to sign it.
Yep. Oh. But like, I mean, I wouldn't. Like, I didn't until they were like, just sign the fucking paper. But that's like, you're trying to tell people, oh, by signing this, now they feel binded to, like, they feel obligated to do something. And
it's a binding contract, dude.
I mean, like, maybe you have. Like,
lawyers have looked at it. It's fucking proof.
You're like obligated to be nice, but people are gonna do whatever they want. And regardless of them signing the paper or whatever, that's like my freshman year, somebody committed suicide, and I actually know I knew the person.
Did they have a promise to?
No, they did not have a promise. So this must have been my sophomore year. But because he had already been dead by then.
Back in 2015.
2015.
Yep, 2 years ago.
Nope.
A little baby.
I graduated in 2014.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
sure. I'm just 21. That's it.
21.
21. Oh God. But no, but when he killed himself, people like the school.
Please don't say that word. Just say whenever he nutted all over himself, because that'll make it better. When he nutted himself to heaven.
When he nutted himself to heaven, sure.
I'm so sorry, dude.
I was gonna say something.
We're gonna talk about this off the air. I feel like.
I feel like I was gonna say something, but I felt like the part of me that's like moral and ethical was like, that's really disrespectful. Don't say anything. But
we'll talk about my dad next. Don't worry.
He hung himself. So I was gonna say something about auto running.
What?
asphyxiation. It's like, ooh,
oh, please don't kill yourself, everybody.
Please, if you genuinely are,
Subscribe to us instead.
yeah, and then come talk to me because that's what I want to do as my career, be a counselor.
And then pay
I'll help
him
you.
because he wants to be paid for that job. So.
Or you can just,
Why'd you do a jerk off motion?
Patreon.com/two5 at Patreon. Boom, fucking plug it. I'm fine. If
I
you
don't
just,
think it's.
is
Is
it
it?
2.5?
I think it's patreon.com/two5. I don't think it's two5.com.
I said .com/two5.
Oh, we have a recording, so we'll find out later.
Yeah, fucking receipts, bitch. Anyway, but they were like, everyone sign this paper so you promise not to kill yourself. And I'm like, okay, so what are you going to, because I called out my counselor. I was like, what are you going to do with this? Like, if I don't sign this? And they're like, well, we're going to get you help. I'm like, yeah, even though I am feeling suicidal, which I didn't reveal to them, but I'm like, okay, sure. But what if I don't feel
How is
suicidal?
this going to help if I sign this paper and I fucking do it anyway? Like, that's what I
that's
don't
what
get. Like,
that's what I was saying. I was
it's
like,
just a
okay,
piece of
what if I
paper.
don't feel like this? I'm just signing this piece of paper, and I
Oh,
don't get the
Kamden,
weight that this bears.
he won't kill himself. He signed a paper saying he won't.
But then that's what my other argument was. Is like, so what if I do feel suicidal, I want to kill myself, and I sign this piece of paper? Then I just feel even guiltier because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
now I can't kill myself because I signed this piece of paper. And then I end up killing myself anyway because I feel so guilty.
Or all right, I'm not gonna go
Sorry,
too deep
I'm like,
into this.
I
No.
was psychoanalyzing this.
I have a like. So I'm happily agnostic. Like, if there's a higher power and it reveals itself upon to me, I will,
I'll gladly accept.
Not gladly. I'll do some soul searching and then
Some deep soul searching.
I mean,
and not cut off all communications.
What are you saying?
Just keep going.
Okay. I will do some soul searching and like making sure what I perceive as a higher entity as to be the legit real deal thing, because I'm not just going to accept like, oh, there was a miracle. I now suddenly believe in Jesus. Spherical miracle.
Bee Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus is actually a giant bee. We're all just a hive.
Sorry. Shrimp heaven. But like, I've always had this issue where, like, oh, the religion does two good things. It has a code of ethics that people use for their morals, and it gives people relief in knowing what's going to happen after they die, knowing that, it's not the end. If it's reincarnation, if it's an afterlife, if it's a whatever, like, that's typically shut up. That's the two things that are beneficial for having religion. Look, man, people have that for a reason, and I get it. And I totally dig it. The parts I don't like is when people believe that they are being a good person only because, like, well, I don't go to heaven if I don't do this. And it's just like, no, just do it because it's a good thing and you want to be a good person. Like, that should be the requirement for you doing this. Yeah. That's the thing I've always disliked about it. Anyway, like, you want to talk about my dead dad now?
Yeah, what about your dead dad?
I don't know. I just feel like we need to turn it on me a little bit. And be like,
I'm okay. I've had enough talk about your dad. I mean, R.I.P. Michael. I don't stop. I don't know the rest.
Just end it here.
Michael's dad.
Mr. Michael's dad.
Mr. Michael's dad.
I think I called your mom that. Mrs. Kamden.
Yeah, really?
Mrs. Kamden's mom.
What do you think what did she say? I was probably like, hey.
She probably just started talking about Abby.
Speaking of.
Oh.
No, this is actually a good thing.
Oh, that's in the show notes. Yeah, keep going. You wrote that down.
You remember
just Abby and it's underlined.
I wanted to tell you this. Remember that printer my mom bought my sister?
No. Well, she bought her a printer.
A long while ago when we first started college. My mom bought my sister a printer for her dorm.
Oh, did you get one too?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a family printer, right?
No. Like, my mom has a printer.
Printer.
Fuck! My mom has a printer. And so when my sister started college last year, my mom also got her a printer.
Because you can't use the same printer.
Well,
it's
she's
different
also
ink.
she's also
it's different paper.
She's also a resident So my mom thought she was gonna be staying in her dorm. So she's like, oh well, she's in her dorm. She's gotta have a printer. My sister never stayed in her dorm. And so
man,
now
her roommate lucked out.
And so
because not only did what
my mom also
her
bought
roommate killed herself.
Iced tea maker. She had 4 roommates.
Well, not only one did they not have one less person to share the room with, 2 they also had to deal with Abby's bullshit.
Ooh, Abby, if you ever listen to this, I still love you, but you know how you get sometimes.
You know how you be.
You know how I am. Like, we all know. Anyway, but yeah, my mom also got our iced tea maker. Anyway, no, Abby's at home all the time, but my mom gave me the printer.
Oh.
A printer.
Printer.
I fucking hate the way I talk sometimes. Like, I
say...
You know what? No. I was talking to people while I was at work yesterday. Like, I really realized it while I was at work yesterday, and people were asking me about my special effects makeup. Oh, okay. Special effects makeup. I'm like, how do you take it off? And I would be like, oh, I just wash it off.
And every time
every time I said wash, I cringed because I'm like, these people think I'm fucking gross. And like, it was pointed out to the people. I went to another store that we're like friendly with at the mall, and they asked me about it, and I also said wash, and they're like, you say wash? And I was like,
oops, sorry. I made you aware of that, didn't I?
Kind of. But then they're like roasting. They were roasting their parents because they're like, my parents say farty fart. Listen, I don't say that no more.
At least you don't say anymore. What?
Roof.
Yeah.
I told you, roof and crick were like the 2 that I used to say that I was roasted for as a kid. So now I don't because I'm like, no. Ooh, somebody can. Okay, here's another.
Too many stories.
So I know. Here's another situation about my childhood. Another thing that's
another situation. What's the situation?
Whatever. A time when I've lied about things so I didn't have to talk about myself. Okay, so I was at work yesterday, and some guy, we'll call him Mr. Ruffles, for reasons I'll explain off air. But Mr. Ruffles,
he had a can of Ruffles.
I saw him, and I was like, I fucking know who this is because I went through like elementary, middle, all school, whatever, and he would always try to get with me.
Is this like a grown ass adult trying to get with a kid?
Nope.
Okay.
This is like also a kid. We're just calling him. Okay. We can call him Ruffle person.
I thought he was like a teacher. Oh, Mr. Ruffles.
Mr. Ruffles.
I didn't do my homework, Mr. Ruffles.
I'm stopping. I'm gonna fucking derail that sentence. I'm done. Anyway, but I saw him and I was like,
it wasn't gonna get weird.
I was like, oh no. I got scared. I got so scared because I didn't want to interact with this person because I knew this person was gonna bring up. They're like, oh, I know you. You are insert birth name. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And so he goes, I was walking by him. He goes, I know you. And I'm I was like, are you sure, man? I don't know. Because I see a lot of people every day just like come in. Or he goes, what high school did you go to? I looked him dead ass in the eye and told him a very incorrect high school. And he goes, oh, you're right. I don't know you. And I'm like, oh, sorry, man. He goes, no, I'm just dumb. And I'm like, I made him feel so bad, but he does know me. Oh, but I had heart palpitations.
You hurt this man. You broke Rachel's promise just then. You
just fuck off. But I looked him. Whoopsies! I looked him dead in the eye and lied to him, and I walked away. I was like, oh, sorry, man. And I went, I did my thing, and then I went in the back because I was having almost like an anxiety attack. It felt like I was like, I just straight up lied to this guy who definitely fucking knows me.
You gaslighted him.
And
you gaslit him up.
And he goes, oh no, I'm just dumb.
I'm like,
dumb.
This is why my girlfriend left me.
His girlfriend was with him, so I don't know.
Well, she left him right after that. It's like, you are dumb. We're over.
I felt really bad.
Yeah.
But then I had to think about this is what I have to do to protect myself.
Sure, yeah.
And
I'm not mad at that. And then I'm just teasing you.
I know. It's more of me at myself. I at first I was like, I don't care, but then I did care because I was like, oh, he thinks he's stupid. He thinks he's dumb. He thinks he's like, oh, well, I just had this weird interaction with this person that I don't know, but he does know me, and I felt really bad and really awkward about it, and I don't know. Again, this is the kinds of things I think about when I'm like, I have to protect myself, like as a trans person, because who I used to be or present as is not who I actually am, and a lot of people are not going to know that, and they're not going to realize that, and it's just, this is what I fucking signed up for, I guess. We're talking about a lot of weird, deep topics today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I similar in Pokemon a couple times. This
Or like me.
what?
When I'm like, I know you. You're like, nope.
Yeah. Nope. There's a guy came in. He's been in a couple times at the Pokemart, and I know him. I see him, and I'm just like fucking Kill Bill sirens.
It's like Kill Bill.
Yeah. Fucking every time I'm just like gotta go, and I just I've luckily like each time I've had to actually go. I was like, oh, I'm on my lunch, gotta go. And I just see him, and I'm just like, fucking dodged a bullet on that.
How do you know him?
High school.
Did he bully you or anything?
No. He just looks like one of. There's that one guy I knew from high school, and we were talking, making small talk, and he's like, I'm a cop now. And I'm just like, oh, God.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about him. Yeah,
Yep.
you mentioned that in the podcast before, too.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
And so that's a thing, and I was like, of course.
Ew. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm yawning. It's hard for me to say something. I mean, I try to, like, as much as I can, like, kind of keep in touch with some people I actually care about that I went to high school with. There are some people that I don't care about, but I want to know how they're doing because I'm genuinely concerned for their well-being.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'm like nuking my Facebook and just remaking it so I could just have it for whenever it's like, oh, I got Facebook, you got that. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I am following someone who was murdered. Or I'm friends with someone who was murdered.
What?
Is it like not okay for me to unfollow them? Like, can I just like peace out? Like they're ghosts.
Oh, what the fuck how did they? Okay, I need a little context. Tell me this story. How do you know they were murdered?
They went missing and their body turned up.
When was this?
This was like years ago.
I feel like I would know.
No, this is a high school friend of mine. I mean,
no, I know, but like if this was like a thing, like
I don't
want to
get
area,
this,
like
I don't want to get
like,
this person's name out. So off the air, we could talk about it. But
sure,
just ghost
nah,
Facebook.
just unfollow it.
Just unfollow it. Okay.
Did someone log in and was like,
Cool.
I'm dead now, so
Yeah, no.
bye, y'all.
No, it's just
They left
just
it alone.
there, and I don't know.
I wonder about that too. That the guy who committed suicide.
Yeah.
Because Facebook was definitely a thing my freshman year. Like, I want to know like what happened. Like, did they keep it around, and do people look at it and think about it? Or
I feel like a lot of websites have like a mortality clause, and I'm like, oh, what happens if you die? Does it just get deleted? Does it go to a family member? Does it what happens to it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of all the feelings I have towards people who are like, I hate this, like, what's the term for a fan who's just like a fan for the here and now? It's like it's like when the Cardinals
A
go
fake fan.
No, I don't want to call them that. But like when the Cardinals go to the fucking
Oh my god, when they're like at the World Series,
Yeah,
and people are like,
and
"Oh, I'm
everyone's
such a
like-
Cards fan."
yeah, and
Oh, I
like
don't
whatever,
know.
a fair weather fan, I guess.
Sure,
Sure.
that sounds kind of right.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that term before, but maybe.
I think that's what it's called. But this always happens when a celebrity dies, and then it
Like Tom
blows
Petty
up.
just recently died. People are
And-
like, "Oh, I love Tom Petty." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Sure."
And then it's like completely out of the zeitgeist and no one's talking about it anymore. It's like, you guys really don't care. You just like, it's part of the here and now, and you just want to talk about it. You just want to be like, oh, I feel sad today because Michael Jackson died. And like, no one ever thinks about like, oh, this is whatever. People aren't required to. But like, I have this feeling it's like, does anyone remember him? This person that committed, or not committed suicide, that
Or died
that
somehow.
died? Yeah, I mean-
however they died.
yeah, like, not that they're required to, but like, it gives me like a lot to think on like what happens when one dies. Like, like, oh, definitely one day I'm going to be forgotten. There's not going to be like, it's inevitable. Like, no one
Yeah,
can
of
say
course.
anything otherwise. I so rarely think about my grandfather,
Mhm.
and who knows how many people think about his grandparent or his parents, and
Yeah.
further on and further on, and so eventually it's like you're just gonna be a name on a fucking slab of stone,
Mhm.
and no one's gonna understand who you were and what you stood for or what you believed in and all that. That is why I'm gonna be crushed into a little gemstone and slotted into a bitchin' shield.
Mhm. I just want to be put back into the earth.
Yeah.
Just put me back in the earth.
No, you didn't come from the earth. It came from your mom. So I'll put you back inside.
Her fucking dead body? No, thank you. Because if nature takes its course, my mom will die before me.
I am
'Cause
going
that's
to
how-
take your ashes. I'm going to spread them all over Disneyland.
Thank you, and that'll be swept up and dumped into the trash like
Yep.
every other person. Sorry to break it to you. If you're like, I'm gonna be spread around Disneyland, like they're gonna sweep you up.
I'm going to
and
go
dump
up to
you in the
Mickey
trash.
Mouse and I'm just going to have your ashes in my hand and go,
I fucking love the scene in Big Lebowski when he's dumping Donnie's ashes. Okay, John Goodman is dumping.
spoilers.
Oh yes, you're right. Thank you. When John Goodman is dumping Steve Buscemi's ashes off the mountain, and it's just like fucking blowing back behind him into Jeff Bridges. It's fucking great scene. It's such a great scene. I love it. But I don't know. I actually was thinking about this the other day as I was driving. So my grandparents. So I mean, whatever. Everyone who's listening to this knows we live in Missouri. So the big like
Well, they do now.
one of the. I mean, we've mentioned it before, but one of the big like. I think the only kind of like military service cemetery that's around is Jefferson Barracks
Near us, not in Missouri. Oh, in
Missouri.
Cemetery. Okay.
in Missouri.
Yeah.
In Missouri.
Missouri.
Where I live now, I actually live closer to Jefferson Barracks
Do
than
you
I.
see them walking around? Do you see their ghost?
I don't want to see their ghosts because I'm sure I'd hear some shit from my grandma. But oh well, sorry, R.I.P. Grandma.
Get back in the ground, Grandma.
But I thought about this in the sense of
Either
like,
get bacon or get dying.
just bake, please. But I was thinking about this and like, my grandpa died first. Out of my mom's parents. I met my.
Did she get remarried?
No, she never
Oh.
did. It was like 5 years apart. It was so weird. My mom's parents died exactly 5 years and 1 week apart. Exactly. Like
It's like lovebirds.
it was like at the night. It was like 10 p.m. Except they fucking hated each other. Actually, my grandma hated my grandpa.
She's like, I just gotta last 5 years before I die.
Well, she openly, blatantly admitted to my mom that the reason that she married my grandpa is because her parents liked him.
All right.
You know what? It was a much different time in the 20s, so who knows? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm trying to say,
Oh, we like him because he's white.
sure.
It was the 20s. What?
You're right. I mean, who knows?
I mean, not to say that doesn't happen now,
I
but
don't know. Both my grandparents were pretty racist.
see, I was
It
spot
was the
on.
20s.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not that as an excuse. Don't be racist.
you're right. Anyway, but what I was saying is like whenever my grandpa died, at least one time, my mom, my sister, and I went to go visit it. Like we visited his gravestone,
Yeah.
right? My grandma died like fucking my god. I was like 15.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Got out
16,
of
17,
school
18,
that
19,
day.
20, 21. So like 6 years ago. Not once have we gone to see like visit either of them.
Fucking sexist.
No, my mom had a weird relationship with her. Listen, I'm not gonna talk about my mom's fucking life on the podcast, but she had a weird
We'll put
relationship.
Abby on
Who
blast,
fucking
but-
doesn't? Okay. Anywho, no, actually, whatever. I'm stopping. But I was thinking about going to visit them, like going to visit. Like I'm fairly certain my grandparents wouldn't approve of me transitioning because they were very religious people, and I'm fairly certain that they would be not.
What would happen? You go there and you fucking trip on the way home. You're like, I fucking knew it. They're transphobic.
That's it. Yeah, or like I go and like their gravestone turns like
It turns around. It's
yeah,
like,
it's like right. I mean, I don't know. I will say, like, I mean, I transitioned like years after my grandma died, but
Yeah.
even then, like, my grandma was blind, like later in her life, so she
Yeah.
couldn't see. So even if I had transitioned beforehand, she wouldn't be able to see me.
She doesn't greet you though by groping your chest.
No, but like, she wouldn't know what I look like.
Yeah.
And like at one point, she kind of wanted to know what I looked like. So I did the thing where she
Felt your
was
face.
feeling me, but She was really unhappy with that. No, don't do that sexually. Yeah, it sounded super sexual. I don't like that. It's not fucking incest. But
Howard Stern over here.
No.
Put your pussy in the phone.
Yeah, well, you gotta pay me if you do.
No, I'm not gonna pay you.
Okay, well, no pussy for you then.
Aww.
That's what he does every time. Ugh, he's so gross. Sorry, I think Howard Stern's a gross man.
How do you feel about Hugh Hefner?
Oh yeah, he did just pass away recently.
Yeah, let's be topical today.
Yeah, sure. Ooh. Hugh Hefner passing away. I think it's called this like the Death Cast. Fuck, talking about death a lot.
Yeah.
Death Cast. As I don't know, I think he's like weird and pervy too.
Yeah.
But I actually
Uh-oh.
really appreciate like what he did. He was very much a part of like the sexual revolution in America, and bringing it into like the mainstream media.
Sure.
And
I
like
still
normalizing sex.
Sure. I will say
not excusing anything he's ever done or
he
said.
He does seem sex positive. Still, I don't care for him just because it's like he took advantage of. He did it in a very like skeevy kind of way, where it's just like, oh, we're gonna put sex out there by exploiting these women.
Yeah, I understand. At the beginning, I think he took advantage of like some kind of vulnerable women, but definitely later as his career went on, as Playboy started to become more popular, it was never like that. It was never like, I'm gonna take advantage of this. It was women genuinely wanting to put themselves out there and be models and stuff, and again, not like excusing anything he's like done or said that's like kind of iffy, but he did, like I said, he did contribute a lot to the sexual revolution and in normalizing, the human body. Except we still sexualize the female figure in a way that we don't the male figure. Air quote female.
We gotta catch up.
Quote male. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
You gotta put them guys up on billboards.
Okay, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Until the world is actually run by women, that'll never happen. And even then, probably won't happen. One of my favorite vines is when there's a guy that goes, four females Ghostbusters, the feminists are taking over, and it's like the Ghostbusters thing. And he goes, I'm an adult virgin.
Yeah,
it's a good vine.
I like that movie, dude.
I actually did too. It was like goofy in its own way.
It was
whatever. I didn't expect it to be any more.
Sure.
Than what it was.
Yeah, my expectations were met. And not saying that they were very high or very low, but like I laughed. I had a good time. Yeah. I enjoyed the 2 hours. I probably won't watch that movie again, but there's a lot of movies I won't watch again. So like what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I was like, oh, I enjoy it while I did.
I feel like the third half, the final act of the movie was kind of like Jumping the Shark, where they had it was fantastical with all the like different gadgets they had. So it unrooted itself from like what Ghostbusters used to be, but like they had fun with it, and that's all I can really ask.
I mean, it was harder to do that kind of stuff with like the technology with the original Ghostbusters, and now it's not as hard. So like,
but I mean, they weren't gonna have Bill Murray with a fucking like gun whip just backflipping and doing shit like that.
Excuse me.
What did you do, Ray? That sweet backflip off that State Puff Marshmallow Man.
Marshmallow Man. Let me tell you, the first time I ever heard about Ghostbusters.
What did you do, Ray? Huh?
The first time I ever heard about Ghostbusters was actually from an Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah.
Video. Do you ever remember him? Did you ever watch him?
No, I never watched him. The only angry video game nerd thing I remember is JonTron, arrest his rotten little heart, saying, "The castle, my asshole."
The castle, my asshole.
Fuck JonTron.
That's a PSA by Mike, y'all.
Yep.
No, I honestly think I got a lot of my swearing from Angry Video Game Nerd, because whenever I was a
just say AVG or AVN,
whatever, that guy. The nerd guy.
The nerdist.
When I was a kid, we had like a family computer. As I think I mentioned, a family computer. Ooh, we had a family computer that my dad.
Did you all take turns jacking off on the internet?
No, I'm not. I'm passing.
You
over
did
that
it all together.
I'm passing over that comment. But my sister and I, we had a headphone
you went
splitter.
To Homestar Runner.
we had a headphone splitter,
Tuesday.
so we would put it in the headphone jack and listen. So my mom couldn't hear what we were saying, but we would just sit
Our
for
hearing?
hours. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what I said. I don't know. She
Said
couldn't
same.
hear whatever. So she couldn't hear what we were watching. But we swear a lot, and I think we got it from him because we were very young when we were watching it. It was like 2007, 2006, when
It's
YouTube was
so
like
weird.
fucking just a thing.
It like you say young, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna think about times when I was young, and I'm like, he didn't exist then. I mean, he existed, but he wasn't a thing.
I wasn't like really sentient.
Yeah, but I
That's why
remember
you're like,
you
I graduated-
younger is different than me younger.
That's why I graduated 2009. I was like,
me younger was like fucking trying to figure out a way to get like free internet from Net Zero and 30 days free of AOL.com.
No, I mean,
Treating those CDs like treasure.
I did have dial. I mean, we had dial-up for a while, for the longest time. Yeah, my mom used to get so mad because my dad would just spend hours on the internet, but you couldn't call because it's fucking dial-up. So she's like, I genuinely need something, and this is emergency, but John's on the fucking internet.
And she lied to you. She's like, I gotta get pizza. I'm gonna order pizza. Get off the internet. Okay. Oh, yeah, I had to fucking lie to these shit-ass kids. Ugh, every day.
No.
We're watching some nerd-ass fucker on the...
Nerd-ass fucker. I think my mom had the first cell phone.
Yeah, the first cell phone?
In the house. No.
Oh, okay.
Growing up, my mom had the only cell phone, and then we all have cell phones now. So
Pocket space computers.
that's what it is, though. It's crazy. It's crazy to me when I see somebody who's quite elderly, very proficient in new technology. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little whoa.
It's funny when kids, young kids, interact with old technology and they go to touch the screen and it's like, why it ain't working? And I'm like, you little shit, you use that fucking weird mouse thing.
Yep, have fun with that.
Yep.
And it's crazy to me that some girl in one of my classes, on her laptop, she it's like a laptop, it's a normal laptop. She opened it and then she was giving a presentation, so she just fucking whipped it around and touched it and just put it on the screen, all the big classroom screen.
Technology's dope.
It blew my mind. I was in the back of
You're already clapping.
I was like, she just fucking broke the spine of her computer and then is on. I don't know what is happening, because even though I did buy a new laptop, I haven't used it much.
Yeah.
A lot of my school stuff is on my old laptop, and I actually like carrying that back and forth to school because if that one gets stolen, I'm not that sad.
Money well spent.
I'm like, okay, sure. And I mean, all of my important stuff I have saved to USBs. So it's not that, whatever. But also, I'm not going to lie, my new laptop is very new, and I'm not that proficient with technology. So I haven't quite...
You're like an old man.
I am. I am very much like an
You go to bed at 8. You fucking don't know how technology works.
I know, and I'm like, God, how
Don't look at the clock. It is 8. You're
is
like,
it really?
I'm sleepy.
I am sleepy, but I have to fucking go do a bunch of homework. But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get home and be like...
Orange juice.
George juice.
Juice, orange.
I'm gonna.
That's what I mean by J.O.
I can just do my homework in the morning, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up and be like, I'm just gonna sleep some more, and then sleep for another 3 hours.
It's not delivered. It's Giorno.
It's not delivered. It's Giorno. I like that, dude. That's a good one. Oh, do you want to hold my hand?
Yeah. I think we're gonna end this.
Oh, yeah. This is a very weird podcast.
Yeah.
I don't have such a big pause between weird and podcast.
Well, I am still on vacation, so maybe I'll actually do it this time. I'll get us on iTunes. That would be fun. Or just a fucking podcast city in general.
Oh, just,
Hey,
orange comma juice.
Hey, I'm gonna fucking put you on blast right now. You post anything on Twitter? No. All right, we won't pimp it out.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Bye.